how long anyway. So
You got to get that C charger, that fast
I
lightning fast
know.
charger cord for you, dude.
I feel that. I feel that.
I can't believe you guys are still on. I flicked it. I'm like, are they still on? Oh my God, they are.
Low key, this is one of our shortest spaces though, Dave, because remember y'all had went to like midnight
you
last
started at midnight, right?
Yeah, so it's like, we were still up, but like we wasn't really doing what we was doing until like around that time anyway. So
yeah. Well, you're still going.
yeah,
Good.
So there's like this new symbol. I don't know if you updated Twitter. I don't know. Do you be on mobile or you be on PC?
I'm on mobile and then Mac.
Okay. So I don't know. So what I normally do before I open the space, I try to see if there's an update. I hate when I open up spaces and then like it instantly crashes. It tells me I got an update or something like that. So I updated my app yesterday and then I checked my profile and it was like a symbol next to the search symbol. Search symbol is like usually this little magnifying glass on the top of the profile. So there's this other symbol that I never seen before. Apparently it's the new Grok symbol, which is the AI feature. Shout out to Elon for giving that to the blue checkers for the freezy. So I was like, what is this? So I clicked on it and it gave me a whole breakdown of who I am on Twitter. And I was like, what is this? It's crazy. And it just referenced things that I don't really know how it would know unless it was listening in spaces, like talking about my personality. So I don't know if you could really tell my energy, whether like through tweets. So it just was weird to me. So I did like a couple of Grok reviews earlier, and it was just started breaking down everybody's profile. So I guess it's like a new feature. If you want to go to somebody's profile and see like what they're about, click the symbol and it gives a breakdown. So y'all want to hear what Dave's is? Now look, Grok is very honest, y'all. Okay,
I'm a little nervous.
Okay, hold on. Let me jump over here real quick.
Boy.
Look, Dave sweating.
You got it, Dave. Just grip something real tight, buddy. Here it comes.
All right, here's Dave. Flat Earth Dave, a verified voice in the Flat Earth community, hosts engaging X spaces and promotes the Flat Earth memes with hefty dome rewards. Gotta get you some dome. While advocating for a biblically based Flat Earth model backed by first-hand Antarctic observations. Interesting. Dave's been diving into Flat Earth debates, celebrating the new year, and questioning the reality of an Antarctica trip. The community has mixed reactions to Flat Earth Dave X, with Brock recognizing him as a leader, making a difference, while anti-Flat Earther Sean accuses him of being a liar. Flat Earth Dave's quote is, Flat Earth is the truth, and any man of the Bible or man that uses a scientific method should know it.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad, Dave.
Man. That's crazy.
It's wild, bro. I'll send it to you.
Wow.
So it took like it gives like a number of posts. So I'm not sure if it takes a mixed reaction of everyone that's engaged with you plus your own tweets, or like I'm not really sure how it works. I still think that it's listening in spaces because the way that it broke down my joint, I was like, this is crazy. But yeah, I'll send it to you. If I read yours, I'll make sure I send it to you sometime before the end of the day. Super interesting feature. I like it. I ain't gonna lie.
Have you seen the AI podcast? It's called I can't think of the website, but you can basically just give it a website, an article, a PDF, type in some information, just whatever information you feed it, and say, okay, do a podcast on this topic, and it does a deep dive. If you go, if you search on YouTube, the Deep Dive podcast, it's all AI. It's crazy. It's a guy and a girl talking about these websites. They literally go deep down. They even find like comments from years ago. One listener said, blah, 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 blah. The Deep Dive podcast. Check it out. It's on YouTube. It's wild.
Deep Dive Podcast. Oh, that's the name of the channel?
That's the name of the YouTube channel. The Deep
Okay.
Dive Podcast.
Doing a quick little search. Hold on. I'm going to add into a lot of playlists today. Deep Dive.
Show up? Good.
Of course not.
Really?
They're talking about truth. I just typed in the Deep Dive Podcast.
The Deep Dive.
Oh, wait. Does it have... I don't know if this is it for real.
All of them, they'll show a guy and a girl in a podcast studio, and then it has there's probably like 15 episodes.
About 600 subscribers?
I have no idea. But all the thumbnails look alike.
Oh, then this may be it, because all the thumbnails do
Give
kind
me
of
a couple of titles. Give me a couple of titles.
like sitting in chairs, no filter, IV.
No, there'd be like Pro 777, Stop Look Think, the Flat Earth Podcast, a whole bunch of things.
Nope, don't see it.
The Deep Dive Podcast. Bizarre. Let me look.
Celebrate Truth.
Celebrate Truth. That's one of them. It should be in there.
So Celebrate Truth is someone that I am subscribed to, and there is something that says the Deep Dive Podcast, Robbie Davidson, and Scientism Exposed. But it's just like a 5-minute clip. I don't know, is this... It may just be featuring the Deep Dive Podcast. Well, I'll add it to my playlist anyway, just in case there's a link in this video. No, they never push this up to the top. There's actually a lot of channels that have the Deep Dive Podcast as a title. While Dave checks that out, let's slide to RG. Proud is probably going to kick me, but I am going to approve the last request that I can see.
Who's requesting?
There's a few people. Proud. Let me just get the homies out the way, and then this last call, y'all. Last call.
Proud, happy birthday again. I appreciate you. I'm glad Dave's up here. Dave, have you got to see anything I've seen yet, or really go through it with a fine-tooth comb, sir?
Gone through what?
Have you gone through anything I've posted or like sent you or tagged you in yet? I know you're a busy man, but with the primer field theory, have you? Does that ring a bell?
I love the primer. I featured that stuff. That's the primer field theory is amazing. That's all been featured on the app.
On your app?
Yeah, I've featured those videos. In the past. What about? They're amazing.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, this is a guy named David Lapointe. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's who you're.
Yep.
Okay, do you know about the bowls? These magnetic array bowls?
The blue and red bowls. They're amazing.
Yes. I want to get this in everyone's hands somehow. This is what I'm doing a talk on tonight. I didn't know that, it was a kind of a thing. I'd never heard anybody talk about it. So the good thing about primer fields, though, I'm sure as you know, that it doesn't require dark matter, dark energy, black holes, none of that. Right? It can be demonstrated in a laboratory, right? On a very small scale, if it's in your hand, and then they can mimic these field lines, like on Crab nebulas, the Red Square nebulas, and almost anywhere else, like what do you call it, where these things have so much energy shooting outward, both ways out of it, and we look up in the heavens and see these long plasma strings. He can mimic those. Stars. I'll just ask this, Dave. Do you think maybe possibly that the sun is just a plasma node which is being transformed into our reality? Meaning, in a couple of ways, it could just be coming from the outside and we see what we see inside, or it's just, the luminaries up in that superfluid close to the firmament are also plasma, like a cousin of the sun or something, and they're alive, they're conscious beings.
I think that all the things we see in space are conscious. The sun is conscious, the moon, clouds, the stars. Right? I think it's all consciousness, and we're all connected, and we live in this living system.
Yeah, for some reason, I kept thinking about plasma, and I kept thinking about when you look at stars through a P1000 or something, a lot of them, the majority of stars have a commonality of an outer rim, like edge you can see, and then a center point or another small circle, basically. And then what we've been seeing lately with, the drones we know all about the drones, the fake stuff, right? But in our atmosphere, we're seeing these things get lower and lower, what we call luminaries, and they're very identifiable. So don't fear that. Anybody in here that hears my voice, do not fear that. I think they're of God, in my opinion, of the Creator. But I know people want to talk, so I'll mute up, and I just want to tell people that at 10 o'clock tonight, man, come hang out with me. Let's get to the bottom of this. If this is a better explanation than relativity, which it is, we can blow it out of the water. We can spread this as a wildfire to show people that they shouldn't be doubting. I mean, they have this mathematical language that has so many gaps in it, right? This stuff right here, magnetism, the primer fields, the electromagnetic fields, the ether, just it's all so much more provable on a laboratory small scale up to what we see in the sky, and it's so beautiful. I want everybody to understand that it's okay. It's okay.
That we don't understand the sky. Hey, the name of the YouTube channel is at the Deep Dive Podcast Investigates.
See, you didn't tell us the name of the title, Dave. Grok was right. Liar. Investigates. Okay, I'm gonna look that up now.
Yeah, and just literally, it's wild. Like I can do one on your space, and inside of a minute, there's a whole podcast about your space, and you wouldn't know that it's AI.
Are you serious?
I'll you know what? I'm gonna do it.
The Deep Dive Podcast. What was it? Investigates.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Hey, Dave, before you go do something real quick on that point that was just brought up about the primer fields, I've been thinking about somebody I know you're familiar with or kept up with when he was still around, Brian Austin Lambert.
Oh, yeah.
He used to talk about the primer fields.
Yeah,
Remember him? He used to talk about the primer fields all the time, and then he talked about the sun being a focal point from the Red Cross Nebula was the source, he thought. And any thoughts on Brian Austin Lambert's interpretation of the sun or anything with all this going on right now?
Didn't he predict that we were all going to be dead by now?
Yeah, he was a plasma storm type guy. Yeah. Remember that?
But that doesn't make him wrong. Maybe we are all dead and we just don't know it.
Or maybe it's still on the way. They do say there's a storm coming. It's funny because there was somebody warning us about this January 6th storm, and I thought it might just be a metaphor for Trump coming into office or whatever. But then I called Verizon today for a phone thing, and on the message it said there's a storm coming within the next 48 hours. Make sure you have all your batteries charged and backups available if possible.
So think about this. You ever see a movie where, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like there's a bomb and they disconnect the bomb, and now they get to the next bomb and they disconnect the bomb, and each time they disconnect the bomb. What's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So each time they do that, they extend the time. So you're extending. I think that our future is not set in stone. It's literally up to our consciousness. So they're trying to bring an event, but every time we expose it, it delays it. So every single false flag, every single hoax has a drill going on at the same time, right?
Has there ever been a greater hoax than COVID?
What's that?
Has there ever... look, I always listen to Spaces on Saturday, the Flat Earth Spaces. I don't always see them on my timeline, and I look for them, and I can't always find them. But when I find them, what I appreciate a lot about them is that the people who are challenging the existence of a spherical world, if you like, are open and coming forth with reasoned arguments, and I think it's worth listening to. I really do, and it's one of the best spaces on Twitter. But I'm so surprised you're going. Usually, you finish like, to my mind, at least 6 or 7 hours ago. So I don't know why you're going on so late, but I'm glad you did.
Stationary Saturdays.
Stationary Saturdays, bro. He's waiting for you, Pablo.
Thank you. I'm glad you did, because I always look forward to your spaces, because most of the people that you have on your spaces are intellectual. They are questioning things that, we should question everything, right? We should question everything.
Hey,
and just to say,
absolutely, Pablo.
Oh no, just to say, oh, you're a flat earther, or you're a climate denier, or you're a virus denier. I mean, what the fuck does that mean anyway? What does it all mean? It means they've got no argument, and so, like, my position is that there are no viruses. Virology is a scam, and then from that, I started to learn about climatology, and I discovered that was a scam as well. But why don't we all get together? You know, because we're all getting called some sort of denier or another. Like me, I was getting called a flat earther before I even really looked at the topic, and I thought, well, why shouldn't we look at that topic? Because the same people who are trying to shut us down talking about viral contagion turn out to be the same people who are trying to shut us down for questioning what shape the Earth is or isn't. You know.
Thank you, Pablo. Yo, Pablo, thank you for saying
That's
that.
true.
I don't know how many times I got to tell some of these people that disregard some of the other governmental narratives and then say, well, NASA is telling the truth, though. It's like, no, the same guys is telling you all the same stuff. Like, got to be honest. So you globies out there, every time you think that you insulting somebody, calling them a flat earther, you might just convince them to start looking at it. Case in point, Pablo's in Flat Earth Friday, so shout out to Pablo, bro.
Hey, Sacred, before I'm gonna land and plane with this, I'm gonna drop down. There's a few speakers up. So I'm not trying to butt heads, trust me, with anybody. But
can I finish my
when
point?
we demonize it, well, hold on one second. When we demonize everything, like we use words like in high school to bully each other. You're flat earth, you're this. Oh, NASA, man, they're all complete lies. Everything they do, their databases are all fake. You got to be careful with that. That's all I'm gonna say. But there's a lot of stuff out there we all hadn't seen yet.
All right. So, look, what has happened to
Wait,
us
real
in the
quick.
last few years?
What's the name of the YouTube channel that mirrors Flat Earth Fridays? Is it Ether?
Space Audits.
What a space audit?
Audits.
Space audits. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Or Shane St. Pierre. You could do both. Sometimes they're getting bits and pieces
I heard
on each
that
channel.
you mentioned earlier. Yeah. Can someone just send me the link because I'm getting old. I can't really find this stuff.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. Shane St. Pierre.
Give me a follow. Send me the link because I am interested.
Space Audits.
I'm like.
You should check his stuff out for sure, and his database.
Look, guys.
Alan and Shane have done all kinds of work for sure. You should check
I'm
out.
liking a lot where you guys are coming from. Why didn't you get with us in a no virus camp and challenge virology as well?
Yeah, for sure. Antoine Bouchamp, we talked about this earlier too. Yeah, for sure. The no viruses, microzyma.
Going on. We've got a lot of things going on now. We've got experiments going on, and this is stuff you can use in law. Because we've got precedents for it. So, give me a follow. I'm not making much sense to you. You've been on a long space, and you probably I checked in with you what 7 or 8 hours ago, and I thought that space was booming, and it seems to just I don't know what happened. Maybe I just logged out of the space or space crashed. I don't know, but that's the normal time. 2 or 3 hours in my time listening to your space, and then it seems to just it doesn't seem to continue. But tonight, today, it's gone a long stretch. So credit to you all for contributing, and I'm like, I love what you've got to say. I like the way you put forth your arguments, and I like the fact you are putting forth arguments to question the official narrative. That's what I really appreciate. So whether you're right or wrong, interested. I'd love to hear what you got to say. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pablo, man. Appreciate you, bro. Let's give Pablo a quick little grok. Pablo, what we've been doing, there's this new feature on Twitter where the built-in AI called Grok gives a breakdown of who you are on Twitter. I don't know how it does this, but it does it. So this is what Grok, the AI feature, says about Pablo. And then we'll do new perspective after that. It says, Pablo Cervantes, a.k.a. Pablo's Quest, is a vocal critic of mainstream narratives, like it, particularly around health and politics, advocating for the non-existence of viruses and questioning the efficacy and ethics of vaccines. Pablo's been diving into debates on race, political activism, and the effectiveness of petitions. The community engages with Pablo Quest on topics like virology skepticism, with, I don't know if you know who this is, D. Frankie questioning virus existence, and Jamie A. again discussing Mike Stone's credibility. Pablo's Quest quote is withholding early treatment for a fictitious virus in an entirely obvious fake pandemic. W's for Pablo. That sound like you, Pablo?
Yeah, guilty as charged. Absolutely. I'll stand by that all day long. And
Let's go, Grok.
I'm willing to question a whole lot. Is the earth flat? Well, let's have a look at it. Let's go for it, you know? Why do we have to listen to absolute shanks telling us what's what about the world? Why can't we find out for ourselves? Let's question everything. So thank you, Grok.
For sure calling all the Globy skanks from now on. I'm sorry.
No, question everything. You question everything because look, people are trapped in the thinking, you know, that they've been indoctrinated with, which is the earth is not flat as we once thought. It's like a globe, you know, or you know, you can kill someone by coughing or breathing near them, and you can change your gender if only you get the right hormones. And this is not science. This is absolute quackery. So let's question a lot of it. And you flat earthers, I'm ready to listen to you. I like to tune in every Saturday. I only wish you could get on here more often because you're one of the most intellectual spaces on here. You're questioning things, and you fire up my imagination rather than people telling you you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't question this, you can't question that. Question everything, and that's what you guys are doing, and that's why I love you. So, Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Pablo, man. Appreciate
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. And that's exactly what we appreciate. Those who are just open to the idea and questioning the mainstream narrative. That is literally all we want you to do, is to think for yourself, think critically, and come to your own conclusions after examining the details. And that's with everything. If you're willing to do that, you are an honorary level head for real. Paula, we do this. Obviously, we do this every Friday and Saturday. Probably different time zones over in England. But if you follow Ken, if you follow Chris, and even Taylor for real, they're typically in flatter spaces throughout the week. So you might be able to see more flatter spaces if you follow Ken, Chris, and Taylor. I for sure know those three be in a lot of different spaces related to Flat Earth if you want to hear more of some of the things that we talk about here on Flat Earth Friday. So good to see you. We say chap, mates? What do we say over there in England? New perspective.
Cheerio.
Cheerio. Tea and crumpets. Let me get new perspectives. Grok.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to hear. I'd like to hear that for sure. What if we're going to talk about the planes? You've got to mention something about airplanes.
This was actually kind of short, and after this we'll get to Leon. Oh, Leon Musk.
Yeah, what's up?
What up, bro?
I just came in here to show you love. I see episode 125. I mean, when you started these Flat Earth spaces like 5 years ago, so I just wanted to come show love. Shout out to Flat Earth Dave. I stayed posting, stealing his content and reposting. I got the FE app on my phone, you know what I'm saying? And also, y'all was talking about Santos Bonacci. That's my guy. Like, I actually got to have a conversation with him because maybe like 3 years ago, I fell into a rabbit hole and I spent like 6 months just watching all his videos, and I could explain it just as good as he can. But I'm not as good as him. But man, I fell so deep into it. I was so intrigued. that I reached out and found him, and he reached out back. Like, we had a little conversation. I showed him some stuff I was working on, and you know, because he helped me piece some stuff together. Because that model that he got, that whale model, if anybody familiar with, yeah, he can't hear me. Oh, he ain't even hear me. Show him love.
Hold on, Dave, drop back down and come back up because he's showing you love right now. You can't hear him.
And Secret, turn your echo off.
Oh, my bad. I'm too close to the mic. I'm bad. I'm like excited. I have energy right now. Go ahead, Dro.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up. And that's how I know you know me, because you call me Dro. But
yeah, I remember the voice, bro. Go all the way back to conspiracy spaces, man.
Yeah, it's but yeah, oh yeah, Dave, I was showing you love, man. I was saying I be reposting a lot of your stuff, downloading a lot of your memes, and I got the FE app on my phone, you know what I'm saying? But Santos, you know, I was intrigued with his stuff, like that whale model he made. It explained everything, like everything. I could show you everything. Well, he probably could show you better, but yeah, that man is the truth. But he kind of, like somebody said, he kind of fell off. But I think he was getting attacked by, you know, he had some other outside stuff he was dealing with too. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And hey Dave, I was showing you much love, man. Much love to your posts. Keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it, man. I work hard, so you know, just share. I ask people to share. People say, "Yo, hey, can I mirror one of your videos?" You can mirror all my videos. You can cut them up. You can do whatever you want with.
Hey, look, I be saving on my phone, man. I ain't even post half of the stuff I didn't save. But nice. Hey, Sacred, appreciate it. Oh yeah, hey, Grok me real quick. I want to hear what Grok talking about.
Okay, hold on. Let me do new perspective, and I got you, Joe. So this one is, for some reason, this one's short. I don't know if I really like this one so much. I feel like it should say more of the things that we know new perspective for. But this is what it says. It says, diving into the concave cosmos. New perspective.
Nah.
Yeah, that's how I'm already like, huh? I don't. Maybe
it's because I've been posting the double pole model, and they're interpreting it as concave.
Oh, Grok, stop with the misinterpretation, Grok. It says new perspective explores the celestial sphere with vintage gifts and deep dives into the Brenner comp on Ether. They've been engaging with 100 crypto keys, discussing Witz's insights and a mysterious shadow video, and questioning visibility of certain content. What you been tweeting about, New P?
I haven't been. I haven't been tweeting much at all. Actually, I'm just in here. That's all I have Twitter for, really. I was talking with Austin about the questioning of the shadows. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, I don't think that really fits, except for like the Brenner comps for sure. Michael Brenner. Everybody check out Michael Brenner on Quora. That's the gold mine of information. Keep saying that.
Oh yeah, no.
As you know.
Oh, that's you talking about Michael Brenner. Oh yeah. No, he's a legend.
Yeah, the Brenner comps.
He's a legend, absolutely. All right, let's check out Leon Musk real quick. Let's see how this go. hey, just so y'all know, Grok be super honest. So I'm gonna give it to you how it say. All right, oh, this is crazy.
All right. So I dropped the has to wait until the YouTube gets transcribed. So I dropped an old space audits, and you guys were talking about Airy's failure.
Oh, you serious? Yes. Yo, where'd you put this at?
I have it. I can just play it into my speaker unless I can. You ready? I'll just play.
Hold on. One. Let me just read this real quick, Dave, and then
go ahead. Yeah.
How long is the clip?
I'm only gonna play a little bit because the whole podcast is 18 minutes, so I'll just play.
It generates like an actual. We need.
Dude, that. It's a frigging podcast with real people. It sounds like it. Wait, they'll even interrupt each other and they'll laugh, and it's friggin' scary.
Oh, that's crazy.
Good. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay. Let me read this real quick.
Ready.
Leon, you got some explaining to do, gang. So it says, Leon Musk, aka Big Dro, is a philosopher who dives deep into the power of the mind and body. advocating for natural remedies like bitters for health issues and holistic foot detox methods. Then it hit me with 2 Big Dro emojis. I like it. Big Dro been sharing foot detox methods like clay mask and herbal soaks while also dropping health tips on silent heart attacks. Oh, that's crazy. The community celebrates Big Dro with birthday wishes from Fred's Farm and shout outs from P Dub engaging in various discussions. Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that again.
Shout out from who?
P Dub.
P-Dubs. I don't rock with no P-Dubs.
I don't know. That's what Grok said. That's why I said you got some sense to do.
I know. I definitely don't rock. Listen, P-Dubs is the opposition. But the heart attack, the silent heart attack, and the foot thing, those are the last 2 things I posted. So that's probably what it got.
Oh, okay. That make more sense. Yeah, I think this. So this one say take your last. This one took a compilation of 75 posts. And I see a bunch of different PFPs. So it may take like a combination of your posts with people who interact. Your quote is, imagine coming out your sneaky link house in 1846 and your horse dead. Bro, this Grok is crazy. Yo, what y'all be tweeting about?
Yo, I'm dying, man. I definitely don't care for no P-Dubs, man. He will debate. Hey, was you in that flat earth debate in Fred's space? It was like 3
Yeah, we did the first one.
Yeah.
We did the first one. Yeah, we did that. That's what actually sparked this. Like, cause we didn't want to take over the conspiracy space over there. Cause y'all talk about a bunch of different stuff. So we would get like mixed reviews. We get some people be like, oh, like I don't want to talk about flat earth no more. And we had people like, nah, like y'all ain't da da da. So we was like,
If he really being real, he started hating too on the grind.
Oh
so
God.
that's why the views are up and theirs are not.
Bro. Yo, bro, turns. Put the drink down, bro. Put the oil down. Yeah, shout out to them over there. What did we? Oh, but Dave was about to play a clip for us. Dave was about to play a clip.
Yeah. Here we go.
I need to hear this because if this is legit, like
welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking back at the 1870s at a scientific mystery that's been called Airy's failure.
Oh, interesting.
And no, it's not about a flubbed piano recital or anything like that.
Right. So this Airy's failure is actually an experiment that was trying to prove that the Earth moves around the sun using a water-filled telescope.
A water-filled telescope. Okay, I'm already intrigued.
Yeah.
Now, the sources that you sent me, a YouTube video and its transcript, mentioned something called stellar aberration being like kind of at the heart of this. Can you break that down for us?
So imagine you're walking in the rain.
Okay.
And even if the rain's falling straight down, it appears to be coming at you at an angle.
Right.
Because you're moving.
Right.
The faster you walk, the steeper that angle appears.
Okay.
Stellar aberration is basically the same idea, but with light from stars.
So because the Earth is zipping around the sun, the starlight should seem to be like hitting us at an angle too.
Precisely. And in fact, astronomers have to adjust their telescopes a little bit to compensate for this effect.
Huh. Okay.
Now picture this George Bedell Airy, famous astronomer. He had this thought. What if he thought we slow down the light even further by making it travel through water?
So that's where the water-filled telescope comes in.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he figures if the Earth really is moving
and
we make the light move slower through the water, that angle of aberration should get even bigger.
Oh, okay.
So he expected to have to tilt the telescope even more to see the star correctly.
So what happened? Did you have to tilt it more?
That's the mystery. When Airy actually conducted the experiment, the angle of aberration didn't change at all.
Wait, so that means the Earth wasn't moving?
It certainly raises that question, doesn't it?
I mean, okay.
Yo, what is happening?
That may be right.
Dude, it's all I gave them is one link to one episode.
Yo.
11 and it goes on and on. Like it's crazy.
She was like, so wait, the Earth is stationary? I'm like, yo, what? The AI interrupting the other AI?
Let's see what I haven't listened yet. You want to listen another minute or two?
Yo, yeah, give us another 2 minutes. Hold on, Ken, be patient. We got you, Ken.
Can it? Like, I mean, we know that the Earth revolves around the sun.
Well, that is the big question, isn't it? You know, this threw a wrench into the whole accepted understanding at the time, and it continues to spark debate today.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
The YouTube video that you shared featured some pretty heated discussion about this experiment. Can you walk us through some of the main arguments being thrown around?
Yeah, you can really see 2 camps forming in the video.
Okay.
On the one hand, you have people who argue that this is proof that the Earth isn't moving.
Whoa, hold up. Are they saying that the Earth is flat?
Not necessarily. Wow. Some people who believe that suggest that the results of Airy's experiment could be explained by something called ether.
Didn't Einstein debunk the whole ether thing with his theory of relativity?
He did. That is a classical concept of a static ether. However, the people arguing for a non-moving Earth in this video are suggesting that there's a different kind of ether, a fluid or a drifting ether.
Oh my goodness, this is the most sexiest deal, man, ever. I'm sorry, I'm losing it. But continue, please, please. Yo, the AI could steal, man. Yo, we went back and forth with a PhD for 5 hours, bro, last night about Airy's failure.
I know.
Oh my goodness, bro. I'm tweaking right now. Please play just 2 more minutes. I'm sorry.
All right, go.
Saying that this alternative ether theory could explain why the angle of aberration didn't change in his experiment.
Exactly. Right. They say that this ether drift could be interacting with the light in such a way that it would cancel out the shift in angle.
That's a pretty bold claim. What about the other side of the debate? What do those defending the conventional view have to say about all this?
Well, in the video, there's actually a physicist named Franco who joins in and defends the mainstream scientific model. And he argues that the principle of relativity could explain why Airy didn't see the shift he was expecting.
Can you remind me how relativity works? It's been a while since I took a physics class.
Right. So in the most basic terms, the principle of relativity states that the laws of physics are the same for all observers that are in uniform motion. So in other words, whether you're standing still or moving at a constant speed in a straight line, the physics should work out the same.
You think I remember that from school?
Okay, but how does that apply to Airy's failure?
So Franco is arguing that because the water in the telescope is moving along with the Earth, you can basically treat it as if it was at rest from the perspective of the light passing through it.
Okay.
And this, he claims, is why Airy didn't need to tilt the telescope further, even though the Earth is moving.
Okay, so basically he's saying because the water and the telescope are moving together, you can ignore the Earth's motion altogether. That seems a little too convenient, doesn't it?
And that's exactly what the people who support the ether theory bring up.
Oh my goodness, I'm losing it. Yo, bro, this is insane, bro.
If I had uploaded that as a podcast, and you'd be like, "Who are these people?" You'd want them on Flat Earth Fridays, right?
That is a fact. Yo, can you send me this link? What, like,
Yeah. I can. I'll send you the link. I'll just tell you the website. The website is called. It's called. Hell's website. It's called notebooklm.google.com. It's free, and you just click create, and then you can upload PDFs, Word documents. You can upload website links. You can upload YouTube, and then you can type in some notes. Say, hey, do a deep dive on this show called Flat Earth Fridays, and the more information you give it, it's called Notebook, L as in lick, and M as in my, and .google.com.
Hey Dave, can you send that to me? Like, do you that exact talk that they rendered, or to Alan? I was going to try to get it to Alan.
I can share. How do I share this? Share public access. Turn it on. Copy share link. How do I give it to you guys?
You can either click on the blue pill.
I gotta find the space on there. Let me just send it to my phone because I'm retarded.
Yo, this is flames, bro. We can get recaps of Flat Earth Friday.
Dude, absolutely take it. And you might have to wait though until it renders because I tried to do it with the one from last night and it didn't register the link. And there's a little note that says it's only doing transcripts right now, and so it takes a little while before it gets transcribed. I don't know how long, maybe just a day or so. So there's that copy link. So now I click on the pill, and then what do? Remind me again, boys.
Hit post after you copy and paste.
Where's the post? Where am I posting? Oh, post your reply?
Yeah.
Yep. Paste, reply. I hit reply. Did that do it? I see it posted.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah. It's crazy what it does. It's like I told it to do one on Crow 777 Radio, and it got into his moon work, and it's like, a listener said once, and it quoted, like, it goes through the entire site, and then they're talking about it. They're interrupting each other. They're making jokes. It's friggin' scary and awesome.
How come I don't see the reply? Is it not because it's not at the top, or?
I don't know, man.
So
I'm asking sacred.
You gotta go to David's profile to see the reply, but I did put it up top in the nest. all the way to the left.
Well, I've seen something like this advertised on TikTok, and I had played around with it a little bit. So this is dope. Yeah, we could definitely use this for.
Yo, you holding out on a sauce, bro?
It was for
check this out.
studying. I
So,
didn't think of it in the context of flat
Bro,
Earth.
I don't even know why I sent you co-host. I'm about to take this co-host.
Let's say you find like a cool website on primary water or whatever, right? And the website's huge, hundreds of pages and videos. Just post a couple of those in there and say, give me, do a deep dive, and they'll do a 5 to 10, 15-minute podcast on it. And how well are they explaining this? Better than you guys did last night.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, this is very clear, concise, and it's really representing the conversation extremely well.
I actually have a crush on the girl. I have to say. She's very smart and funny.
AI crush gate.
I'm kidding. I have a question. But
Mason's always kid, Dave.
That YouTube page, I made that, and I didn't mention that it was AI. I just wanted to see how well it would fool people. Like, nobody got it. Nobody, like, there was like no comments that it's AI. They're like, who's doing this? Who are these people? Where can I find more of this?
Today we're going to be looking back at the 1870s.
That is amazing. I was like dialed in, just listening. Like, nah, like they're not gonna say his name. They're gonna say Franco's name. Oh, it's not. They said Franco's name, and they still in the flat Earth position. And they didn't straw man, because they like threw out the straw man. Like, wait, they're saying that this Airy's failure means that the Earth is flat? No, that's not.
You can also add a personal note. So you write in there and say, hey, do a deep dive from the point of your diehard flat earther, knowing for sure that the Earth is not a globe, and it's going to do it from that perspective. It'll do whatever you ask it to do.
Oh my goodness! I can't wait to play around with this. Pause. This is gonna be fire. We were thinking about how we were gonna do like recaps.
Dude, this is it. This is the recap right here. It's crazy.
Maybe the way.
Dude, it took that 11 plus hour recording that I put in there, and it narrowed it down to 18 minutes. Okay?
Goodness, this is crazy. Thank you, Dave. You finally brought some value to the space.
Yeah. It's a rabbit hole that I don't know if you should go down, but you got to at this point.
Yo, this is what we say when we say like AI can either be like a tool or a weapon. Like, I don't know how much data this thing is collecting, but I mean, this is fire.
Yeah, it's wild. It's crazy wild. Like I actually like, oh, you know what? I never thought about that. It's somebody will send me something. Dave, you got to read this. You got to check this out, and it's like 50-page PDF, right? Okay. I'm not going to read a whole page PDF with the amount of message I get. But sometimes like that looks interesting. I drop it into AI, not this, just regular AI. I say, can you summarize this in a couple paragraphs? And it does a great job. Probably dumbing me down a little bit, but okay.
Maybe you can get it to read your emails too.
Oh, dude, what a great idea!
See, I got you, Dave. I got you, bro.
I'd be willing to sell my soul to AI to get through my emails, man.
Oh, that's what you sell out for, just for some emails. You ain't even need 10 million. Okay.
I try to reply to everybody. I try to at least read every email, but sometimes, I got like hundreds of emails, and I just like, okay, I just got to clean the slate and start over. But I do try most of the time. I do get through them, and I try. There's only so much time in a day. Normally, to go through my emails, it takes like 8 hours a day. Okay, so that's all. I'm doing it all the time, and the problem is if I reply, the person replies back.
Yep, I know.
Yeah. So there you go. I'm not complaining. I mean, life is friggin' awesome, amazing. I mean, you guys been on this Flatters Fridays. I went kite surfing today. I was taking 20-foot jumps in the air. It was awesome. I'm back here, and you guys are still going. It's awesome.
You see the curve?
I didn't. I went up really high. I could not see the curve.
Not even with the 24-hour sun? Man.
Let me see if I'll post a picture. Maybe I have a picture. Maybe I can post it in a nest.
We need documents. We need blood samples. We need receipts, no kite surfing gate.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say, but there you go. I'm bragging. You get to see me kite surfing.
That's what's up. I'm gonna share it to the top. While I do that, let's slide over to. Well, I seen Ken's hand up. I don't know. Ken, are you still there?
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm here. I put my hand up to tell you that Dave wanted to speak, but he's already speaking, so no need
Oh,
to
don't
leave
worry.
my
I'm a
hand up
pushy
there.
Jew. I just jump right in. Sorry.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it, bro. Let's slide over to Taylor.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I definitely miss those conspiracy spaces with Fred. I think he still does them sometimes. I just remember Body and Leon in the Christianity debate. But I was gonna ask if you could do me on Grok.
Yeah, I remember you. I was like, Taylor, a flat earther? I ain't know that. When Sacred said to follow you, I clicked on your page. I was like, damn, we already following each other. But yeah, we still do the spaces over there. Ain't no, hey, listen, ain't no, we all, you know what I'm saying? We all day ones on these spaces. We was all here before Elon, you know what I'm saying? So all our spaces thriving. We all doing good.
That's a fact. We was here before Elon. That's a fact. Elon came before Elon.
That's why.
I thought that was Keon for a minute.
That's why I changed my name to Leon, because I'm like, yo, you don't know nobody on this planet named Elon. Nobody. That man ain't real.
Bro named his child X3 and BM5. Like, you got issues.
Oh, so you trying to get a shutdown crowd? Okay, gotcha.
My bad, Taylor. I didn't cut you off.
Welcome to.
Yeah, I used to go on Fred's Spaces. That was like some of the first Fred's Spaces I ever went on.
But some physicists say
Talked
that
about the vaccine a lot. Yeah, I love Fred. And every time somebody would bring up flat Earth, Fred would be like, anytime somebody bring up the globe, he'd be like, bro, we are not on a globe. Like, I thought it was so funny. I wish he'd come here sometimes. Like, he'd be chilling for like 10 hours straight. He wouldn't be saying nothing. If anybody mentions the globe, he would jump up in there and be like, nah, bro. Like, it was so funny.
Censorship. So maybe this is just my own personal experience. But I remember Dro from those spaces. I don't think he's gonna remember me though.
The voice sound familiar. Yeah, you might have changed your name.
Yeah, not too much. Not too much. Not too much.
Clone in my co-host. Hold up.
The voice definitely sound familiar. Hey, listen, I pay attention to detail. But yeah, when you first spoke, I was like, I think I know what it is. But you know, it's the internet. Everybody sounded like.
Well, we had a whole conspiracy about that last week, bro. Go tune in to episode 124. It's crazy. Anyway, y'all want to hear Taylor get grokked out?
Let's hear it.
Taylor, now this thing's super honest. Okay. Did you hear about this new feature? I'm calling the news. I just not. Maybe it's not.
I heard about it.
It's only on the laptop though. You can't do it from the phone. I don't think.
I updated yesterday, and I see it.
Oh, all right.
So, interesting. So this is Taylor's Grok, cell biology researcher by trade. Taylor V dives deep into the mysteries of quantum physics and parapsychology, all while holding a steadfast belief in the literal truth of the Bible, questioning the authenticity of high altitude footage and NASA's narrative. 3 Taylor V emojis. Taylor's been challenging historical narratives, questioning celestial movements, and exploring ancient texts. Another 3 Taylor emojis. Taylor has been both praised and criticized. Mitskissus urging her to get a job? You ain't see that? What? You ain't see that Theodolite she just got? But that wasn't no free shit. What are you talking about? Grok? Relax.
You have to send me that link.
And Brock listing her amongst the quote-unquote ex-legends. Taylor's quote, but we see the same stars every year. Oh, wait, I'm going to send it to you.
Wait, I'm just so confused at who told me to get a job. I'm about to start working again next week after Christmas break is over.
Don't let them press you. Live your best life, Taylor. Live your best life.
Man, I've had a job for like 4 years straight, and then straight college for 8 years. Let's see. No, like 5 years before that. So I've been in college for like 8 years, bro. Like, and you're gonna tell me
that's so crazy. That is a long time.
Dude, a long time. It takes freaking forever. It takes like 10 years to get a PhD.
This must be some troll in your mentions.
Why did I mention a freaking troll?
I have no idea. It's balanced though. They did call you ex-legend. But you are pretty legendary. Don't worry, Dave got some criticism. Dro got praised by P-Dubs. That's pretty much a criticism.
that gotta be worse than mine.
That's what I said.
Yeah, they did me dirty with that one, man. P-Dubs for all people.
I'm like, what in the world is going on? Rocky tweaking. You about 8.5 out of 10, Grok. I'll give you that. Some of these were spot on. Some of these was like, we'll work on the algorithm. I'm probably gonna do this every week. Because it looked like it take like the most recent, like 75 to 125 posts or interactions or engagements. So it's probably, it may update like every week type of stuff.
Have you done yourself, Sacred? Have you done your own yet?
Yeah, I did. Did you want to hear mine?
Okay. Sure. Unless people don't want to hear it again, but go ahead.
This what had me this what had me tweak. I'm like, yo, how does it know? Like, how did it come to this conclusion? So, let me scroll back.
Do Shane too.
Okay, yeah, I did Shane too. I'll reread his. And then I got to do Chris's. I don't think we did Chris's yet. It says 100 crypto keys. That's me. The Flat Earth Fridays maestro. Turning keyboard warriors into speakers, you heard? Exploring the electromagnetic nature of gravitation and hosting epic 20-hour X spaces. 3 sacred emojis. You feel me? I got to give me some sacred emojis. That looks so fire. Oh my goodness. They've been diving into flat earth debates, questioning marathon authenticity, and challenging scientific claims. The community engages with 100 crypto keys through frequent mentions in hashtag Flat Earth Fridays events, with at Space Audits and Sheepdog Legend promoting the upcoming spaces. And my quote of the week is GPS and atomic clock refutes relativity? I just want to know,
Nice.
like, how does it know all this stuff?
Yeah, it's crazy. I want to hear Shane and Alan if you get a chance. That'd be great. Because Alan's asleep. He'd probably listen back.
Hold on, let me see. Alan says, this is at Space Audits. Alan, the voice behind Space Audits, is a deep diver into ether cosmology, hosting discussions on the intricacies of ether dynamics and the Allais effect, while also exploring the historical context of interferometry with a focus on Michelson-Gale Pearson experiments of 1925. They've been diving deep into debates on light behavior, ether theory, Airy's experiments, challenging conventional physics. The community praises Space Audits for the insightful contributions, with Leliana Sheepdog and 100 Crypto Keys highlighting their educational content and discussions. Space Audits quote of the week: "Are you telling me you can see back in time by looking through a toilet paper roll and looking at the sky?"
That's awesome.
That's funny. If y'all didn't know, they say when you look at the sky and look at all these stars, you basically looking back in time, because apparently all those stars are no longer there. It's just light finally reaching our eyes from light years and light years and light years away. Super weird. Shane St. Pierre. Let's do this one, then we'll slide over to Chris. Shane St. Pierre, aka Anti-Disinfo 86, is a verified flat Earth advocate who hosts discussions on the intricacies of flat Earth models, notably predicting the 24-hour sun in Antarctica with his personal celestial sphere model. Clap it up for Shane. He engages in debates, sharing tactics and insights, and has a keen interest in debunking what he perceives as misinformation from the quote-unquote Globert. His content often revolves around the Flat Earth community's events like hashtag Flat Earth Fridays. Anti-Disinfo has been diving into Flat Earth discussions, sharing memes, and engaging with followers on the topic. The community sees Shane as a key figure in debates, with Dustin Nemos and Witsagitse engaging him on Flat Earth topics, while Brock lists him amongst influential ex-legends. Anti-Disinfo quote of the week: "Oh man, just look at that duper's delight smile of dastardly deception." I don't know how I say that without stuttering. Before we get to Shane, though, let's hear from Chris, and I'm going to read hers, and then we're going to go back to Shane. Chris, what's that? Talk to us.
Yeah, every time I asked that Grok question last time, I've asked him what he thought about permafrost melting and the buildup of the gases and the shootout of the rocks and the ground into the sky for comets and meteors. And he says, "Oh, you got some lovely alternative theories." But and then he kept on spilling all the globe bullshit afterwards. So lovely to do my name.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up, Chris. I got you. Hold on one second. Oh, while I pull this up, Shane, what the hell is
The Duper's
Duper's delight, smile of dastardly deception.
Well, when you're looking for Freemasonic signs, alliteration makes it more believable to people who look for nothing and something, right? So I figured if you use alliteration when describing the things that you've definitely found, it's more convincing and more believable. What do you guys think? That one seems to have taken off, though. I got like 12 more.
Yeah, Grok likes it.
I can't believe that was my quote, dude. All right, so what is this Grok personality analyzer thing? I heard the last 4, and I'm super intrigued, dude.
I have no idea. So I was telling everybody earlier that I'm so sick of me scheduling the space, and then I go to start it, and then it crashes. So now I'm making. I'm like, now I'm making like a conscious effort to try to make sure that everything's updated before I start the space. So I did that yesterday, and then I noticed that there was a new symbol on my profile next to the search bar. So I'm like, what is this? Because I never seen it before. So I clicked on it, and then it said Grok. Now Grok had like an old symbol in my last version, so like this must be an updated version. And when I clicked on it, it started generating like who I am on Twitter, like or something. I was like, what in the world is this? And started describing me as if I was in spaces. So it's just like weird. I was like, yo, what is this?
This is a
And I was
special
like, is this
button
for
that you
everybody?
have?
So I
Yeah.
just started reading everybody's. Yeah, I don't know.
It's the only you have the button, is what you're saying.
No, you should have it too.
Oh.
If you go to anyone's profile, you should see it. Dro said that, or Leon, he said that it's on PC. So you should definitely see.
Rock analyze somebody. That's amazing.
I'm on PC now and I can't see it, but when I was a co-host the other day, I saw it. I was doing the same thing you doing, like kind of clicking on people and announcing them. I think it's a good way to, like, when you bring new speakers up, to kind of check them, like, you know.
Oh, is this a host feature, you think?
I think so.
Dude, you can get summaries of people. Do I want to let you speak? Grok, what do you think? No, no, not this guy.
No, not him. I could have used that last few of them. This Twitter user will not answer the question. They want to share evidence or some type of content, but they will deflect with every single thing every time you give them a chance to speak, while they interrupt Franco and Space Artists and Piers are going back and forth with Airy's failure.
I think
decline.
It'd be like, oh, this person has zero intellectual integrity, is scoffed at by everyone, and has never suggested a rational debate. Do you want to continue?
Do you want to continue? Abort. Okay, so this is Chris's. Oh, this is kind of cute. So this was Chris Maria Moments, known as Frizzle Fizzle, is a vocal advocate for flat Earth theories, engaging in spirited debates and discussions under the hashtag Flat Earth Friday, challenging conventional globe beliefs with a passion for Zetetic method. Crystal Fizzle has been diving into discussions on energy, light, propagation, and geopolymer structures, while also engaging in some playful banter. Chris's quote of the week, wise words for 2025, best wishes to you. Pretty accurate, Chris?
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, like I said, it's about like an 8 out of 10.
Nice. However, that AI tool that Flat Earth Dave just brought up, what the hell is that? I immediately stole that and posted it, of course, because it was amazing. But now I'm gonna, But now I'm definitely gonna use it for all of our like ether cosmology like presentations, dude. That'll be the best to break it down into clips. 12-hour Flat Earth Fridays. Thanks, Dave. We're gonna have fun with that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're on mobile. It's a button on mobile, like a square kind of thing with a line in it. But yeah, if you click it, it'll description.
Yo, I don't see that.
Well, like on mobile is at like the top near the search bar. But I know like the search bar on PC isn't where it is like on mobile.
But on mobile, if you got blue check, you can kind of rearrange it, the buttons with one of them at.
You serious?
Yeah, the buttons is at the bottom, like where it say home and search and all that. You can put whatever you want down there.
Oh, that's fire.
But
Well,
on PC, you can open up multiple screens, so I could see like my DM, my timeline, the space, all that. I could do like 5 different split screens. PC.
yeah, but that Grok sign is on the bottom in the menu on the phone with me.
Check to see if you got an update, Chris, because that there is one there, but the symbol look different now. I don't even know what this symbol
Yeah,
is.
I know what it is with Elon, but I don't get those updates.
Well, I don't see it. As far as I can tell, it doesn't exist, but I believe you.
Hey, Sager, I sent you a picture of me in my class.
Why are you speaking? How come you don't have a job yet? I don't understand.
I'm just saying. No, I don't talk about flat Earth. Unless there's like a really cool student, maybe come.
I like how
I
you
gotta be
justify.
careful what I say, bro. Like, but I don't. I don't even have to teach evolution.
I thought you were still in school,
Very
Taylor.
good reviews, very good grades.
I can't believe you're rationalizing and justifying for a random internet troll excited by internet AI.
Sager, you still gotta send me that, bro.
Hold on till I will. I got you. Like I got like a bunch of screenshots I'm gonna send to everybody.
So did have the conversation moved on from absolute DS, as a friend would say?
What you talking about?
Well, the whole, crash out where we all figured out that 56% of our community was actually abjectly retarded and has been hiding among us for a long time. Kind of enlightening to have them all burst out at once like that or whatever.
Bro, it only feels like 56% because they're just spamming.
Super loud. Yeah, you could be right.
So Shane, we talked to last night forever, Franco, and like we never really got to a real conclusion, but he did say one thing, like that it was just due to refraction. And then Alan was telling him, bro, like they already like Airy already accounted for refraction. So do you have a concise answer as to what we would respond to him?
Wasn't even listening to anything Franco said. I haven't blocked for months, to be honest. Is there a thing I'm supposed to catch up on, or?
I have him blocked too because he's so annoying. Like anybody who just constantly is like spamming my ads, like I'm just like gonna block him. They're just annoying.
Yeah. Well, what I blocked him for was he was conceptually virtue jerking with his buddy Giovanni in all the comments. Would never address anything I said. Would only tell each other how dumb whatever I said was, and then would never address me. So I was like, "What the hell kind of bullshit is this? Get the hell out of here!"
Yeah, it came down to that we used the zero line to begin with in that, and that wasn't a good idea, according to him.
Well, that's where I developed the phrase where pompuously virtue jerking. That's all he would ever do. But anyway, so I don't know what the argument was for me to inject an answer, but I'll go read it.
Yeah, it was from a moving frame to a non-moving frame, and the calculations used for that wasn't correct, according to him.
Yeah, he basically told me that when they take the measurements with light respect to the water field telescope, they treat the water field telescope as stationary because it's more convenient. Well, with the air field telescope, they treat it as in motion. And I was like, well, what's the distinction between the two? Well, why do you treat the water field telescope as stationary, but you treat the air field telescope as if it was in motion? And basically, he just said for convenience. And I said, well, what's convenient? Like, are you saying that, if you didn't treat it as stationary, that you would get a more accurate result? And then he was like, no, it'll be the same thing. It's just more convenient. But I asked him if he could show that to me. But then he said the inconvenience of treating the water field telescope as if it were in motion is almost impossible to calculate because it's too difficult. And that a little bit confused me because Airy came up with a prediction, so I don't know why Airy could do it, but now you telling me that you can't. And then like Taylor was saying, is like that whole refraction plane that he's just hinging everything on. But he's not treating the air field telescope and the water field telescope the same. If you're doing the water field telescope with just refraction and no motion, then why are you not doing the same thing for the air field telescope? You should be treating that as stationary too. And I didn't really get like a clear answer to that.
Yeah, he didn't have any clear, concise points. Seems like the whole time he's just kind of doing like red herring fallacies, kind of pointing in different directions. I can never really understand what he's saying because he never clearly answers any questions.
Sounds like you wrapped him up though, Sigrid. You backed him up into a corner where you have to selectively apply the rules of your nonsense dogmatic situation. And then he was like, well, it works because I need it to, simply because math. And you're like, okay, but you know that to regular people that sounds retarded, right? Okay, well that's fine. Like you can have that position.
I'm for sure running that whole conversation through AI.
Yeah, I want to see it reenacted with two very eloquent ether enthusiasts. That'll actually sell it home to me.
Can you ask him to concise Franco's point? Make him to actually make sense?
Yes.
I mean, does anybody else notice that? Because like he switches from one point to another, like he'll never actually answer a direct question.
Yeah, it'll probably analyze him like, physicist Franco keeps lily padding from concept to concept to avoid answering what is undoubtedly a weak position. It'll probably be brutal. It'll be brutal.
It's like he's a relativitard.
Yeah, but
He's a
Trevor in his voice just showed that he was lost in words.
He's a relativitard.
The fact that they're even invoking relativity as an explanation for a fucking measurement from 1870 in a telescope is hilarious, dude. They're like, okay, so we figured all this out. Okay, but later when we invented relativity and made that first empirical measurement, okay. Wait, what? That's not how science or measurements work, guys. What are you talking about?
So that's the kind of the like analogy that I was giving him is like, okay, you only using, I think there's a little bit of feedback. Dave. Yeah, I got you. So like he's saying that is the reason why we could negate the water, even though he's literally using the water to account for aberration via Snell's law and refraction. He said we can negate the motion of the earth because relativistic effects. And you could just jump into a convenient frame of reference. So it's just like, okay, so if I'm standing on a surface and I take a basketball and I bounce it, it will be less convenient to calculate the motion of the basketball relative to me actually being on top of the basketball while it's moving and I'm calculating my motion while I'm on the basketball. It would just be considered stationary because it's my motion relative to the basketball that's bouncing. So he's saying it's just easier to just treat it like it's stationary. You just transfer into a frame relative to the actual object that's in motion, and your relative position would be basically just be stationary. So the water, if you measure the starlight relative to the water, instead of relative to the whole telescope and the earth in motion, then you could just treat it as stationary. And I was like, well, you just transform it into a frame of reference and saying something is happening that ain't happening.
Yeah, you remember
causal claim is motion, but then you're saying let's not use the motion as the causal mechanism anymore. Let's just treat it as stationary. I'm confused about that.
You remember the train example, the bomb on the train? It's like in reality, the signal goes just because the observer on the platform sees at a different time doesn't mean dick, right? So invoking that from the water's reference is beyond absurd, like to me. I mean, I don't know. This is why I don't talk to Franco.
You know, it's funny. I made a meme when they were talking about the garbage can with the bowling ball or whatever it was they were doing. I tried to make that metaphor with the light and the telescope, and I made a meme with the airplane aiming for the garbage can, treating the garbage can as stationary. And there's so many parallels with the argument that I always make about the airplanes. In fact, what you just said earlier about how they have to treat it stationary just for convenience sake, but it would be unbelievably challenging or impossible even to do the actual calculations for a moving telescope, right? Same thing they say when we get down to the nitty gritty about the airplanes. You got to do the calculations for a rotating spheroid that the plane's going to have to be in sync with To have the eastward tangential velocity match the rotation of the Earth, that's not even calculatable. But they use the same excuse that it's just easier to treat it as stationary, and like there can be any kind of convenience taken when you're talking about people on planes that have to land safely. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm like, it is convenient to treat the Earth as stationary because the Earth is not moving.
Exactly. That's the most convenient thing about it, right?
Lines up with observation, measurements, everything you can see, hear, and feel. It's weird. I guess that's why they do.
Yeah, Model Builder was trying to do a simulation because he did an airplane simulation showing that even at a regular altitude that an airplane goes to, you would actually see lots of curvature. So when we hear Neil deGrasse Tyson say, "Oh, that stuff's flat," or "You wouldn't see any curvature from the height of an ISS or whatever," that's not according to what Model Builder put together with a 2-scale flight simulator. He said you'd see lots of curvature. The leading edge right out in front of you would never splay out that way. You'd see curvature to the sides from a regular airplane height, 2-scale of what they tell us the shape of the Earth or the size of the Earth is. And then he was also trying to do for me a simulation that would include the rotation. And he said it's just insane. There's no way you could even make a simulation that would make it work for the airplane to be in a separate reference frame and then somehow keep up with the eastward tangential velocity. None of it works. So
See,
they debunked it all when they went to Antarctica. They wouldn't even be able to land. So go ahead.
I didn't know relativity also applied to tangential flight velocity when and if they needed it going a certain direction. There's that selective application we're talking about, right?
Yeah, you can't exclude that. You can't exclude the rotation. You're talking about being in a separate reference frame, flying into a higher tangential velocity where the ground is going to be moving faster than the ground that you took off from, and the pilot does nothing but just treat it as stationary. It's impossible. It debunks the globe completely.
I am trying to actively hack the cyborg system. Maybe you guys could give me a suggestion for what I should eat for lunch. Since you guys are still here.
Lasagna.
Lasagna, interesting. I have cheese. I have sharp cheddar. Is Shane talking?
I'm just marveling at your fridge right now.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Dave, stop echoing everybody.
I'm gonna take off actually. Yeah. If I'm echoing, I'm gonna go anyway. But thanks, Sacred, Proud. You guys do a great job. You holding it down, and this is like what people look forward to every week. And I see you in Witz's chats, supporting him there. Been an interesting thing to come about with all of this Antarctica thing, and it's crazy because it just made flat Earth more popular. All the ballers are stepping up with their fake, with their false confidence, acting like they can stick their chest out now and say whatever they want, and they have to now face the arguments they've been running away from forever. So it makes it all the better in so many ways, especially because we have something new to work with. Actually, when I go, I'd like to hear Shane. You didn't get a chance to say something about the maps versus models versus coordinate system transforms and all that. That's a point that I think a lot of people are missing about this. They're calling the AE a model and that kind of thing. That I don't know if you got a chance to say that on this space yet, but that'd be cool to hear.
Yeah, man. That's like I've been saying it all the time. I hear people like Jaron and other people be like, "Oh, it's absolutely debunked or disproved the AE model." Like, all right, hold up. First of all, there actually hasn't been an AE model, right? That's not an actual map of flat Earth. Everyone knows that Australia isn't that size, right? Everyone knows it's a tool. So to suddenly think that we live on that is actually reification, right? So we don't live on a model, and it's not an AE model. It's the same celestial coordinate system as all the other maps. The Globers call it the globe projection, and that's not necessarily correct, but it is synonymous with all the other projections in the same way. So to say, oh look, that map has been invalidated would be like, all right, well, is Mercator, equirectangular, and other like globe orthographic, are they all invalidated? No, of course not. That's silly. That's silly. All that was invalidated with the observation to me, it was what the sun does south of the 60th latitude, and we didn't know what the sun was before. We certainly don't know what it is now. So it didn't change anything about predictability beyond that. Doesn't change anything about predictability for sun's azimuth and elevation for all over the Earth except for the southern latitudes. Right? Everything about that still maintains accuracy, dependability, and predictability. So I mean, to say that that's the globe is silly. That's just observations of the sun doing that. Now that is what built the globe model, observations of the sun in the sky. But to say that observations of the sun singularly and synonymously exclusively prove the globe is definitely incorrect and fallacious, right? So the coordinate system hasn't been disproven. It's still based on angles to the stars. It's still based on everything that we observe in the sky. To say that an AE model has been disproven is just, locally and logistically incorrect, I think.
Nice. That should be said again very slowly so everyone understands the map is not the model is not the territory, and all that. It's just another data point that seems to work in this way. And what are your thoughts when people ask you, Shane, well, how is it then that Antarctica could be surrounding us with a sun going, or circling around just one area of that ice wall, because that's how they're seeing it. What's your reply to that?
I don't know, man, but it's not a dual pull, dual rotation, double field or anything. If that's what you wanted me to say.
No, I wasn't hoping to say that, but it's interesting that you're calling that out and saying that wouldn't work. And what was the reasons for that again?
Yeah, so I mean, first of all, they get excited. Well, let's throw this out, right? And that's wrong already. So they're gonna replace it with something else equally wrong. And what they get is like this other. Actually, it's still an azimuthal equidistant projection, so it's the exact same model. And they'll move the projection point from the North Pole in the center to like off center. Usually it starts at 90, so if you move it to like 78, you get this like southward facing projection point just south of the North Pole, and it turns into what the concavers use for their double hemispherical projection, and then that gives you, if you draw it on it, the two rotations. But the reason that doesn't work, in addition to it being the same model, the reason it doesn't work is there's only one center of rotation in the sky. All of interferometry measures this rotation to such a high degree of accuracy and specificity that if there was another source of rotation, we undoubtedly absolutely would have picked it up by now. So everything in the sky only has one center of rotation, right? So even the globe model has to use this in, and they say, it's only the Earth rotating, and then you look, from the North Pole and from the South Pole to get the clockwise and counterclockwise effect. So they're working with the one rotation. You can't say there's two rotations of anything in the sky because only one has ever been measured. And that's just my position on that. So what it is, I don't know, man. Still don't know.
Awesome. Also, one more comment I'll make before I go is, that when you think about it, none of us really, I mean, of course, we had the Anthony Powell videos that were stitched together and maybe even faked on purpose to lead us to this point where they could then say, flat Earth is dead because of this 24-hour sun that not a lot of people were sure about, and there was evidence of it that I know Geo dug up that was really hard to find. And not a lot of people just post a 24-hour sun because it's hard to take that footage for any like regular person. And why would they, if they're seeing it themselves or whatever, to try to prove something if they're not into this topic? But anyway, the globe model we know was reverse engineered to include all the observations, right? So if this was an observation that was just sitting there where someone could go down and show the sunset in Antarctica and debunk the globe, they wouldn't have done that. They would have made sure to include that observation within the reverse engineered globe model. So we shouldn't have been surprised, and we probably should have done a lot more research to find out that that was the case before all of this hoopla came about. But you know what I'm saying?
I mean, here's the thing, dude. We knew the data was there, right? We knew time and date data for sunrise and sunset. We knew it produced a spherical shape on a flat Earth, right? That's what the model shows when you adapt, the spherical limit of vision to get the actual sunrise and sunset. And it goes, without that, the sun would never work on flat Earth, right? So that absolutely drives it. But before, like, we would see the data north of the equator follow an arc pattern, and we would see the same data south of the equator follow an anti-arc pattern. And when they left South America, they were like, see, the sun's doing just what it's supposed to be doing. And the model predicted that too. The model predicts sunrise and sunset south of the equator all the time, but accounting for it with spherical limit of vision. Now, what I say is we knew the data started to invert south of the equator. What I used to say is that I just don't trust it past the 60th south parallel, right? Because that would lead to that 24 sun observation on a flat map looking across the world. And you're like, yeah, Well, it's easier to not explain that, right? So you just did discount that data is what we all were doing, I think, even though we knew that data existed and we had speculated that timeanddate.com data wasn't symmetrical and that they had just put inverted northern data. Like that's the thing that's what Flatter Dave was saying too. I think there was that Terminator line problem where people were trying to figure out if it was an actual linear Terminator line between north and south sunrise times and twilight times, and we were trying to speculate that it was more in the south, therefore leaning towards a non-symmetrical day and night cycle, right? Which is what we were trying to prove. However, now I think we can say that the data is symmetrical and that timeanddate.com is accurate all the way out to the south, or where they were, wherever the 80th south parallel. So I think that that's what we learned to consider now we trust the data that we already had.
That's interesting because I have heard people say that there's a difference in the 24-hour sun versus sunlight, daylight with the north and the south. And if that's the case, then maybe it's not so accurate, but who knows now, right? I mean, that would be something else to check and make sure it's actually symmetrical, because it still debunks the globe if that's not the case.
Well, so it's still symmetrical, but the like sunrise and sunset times are drastically different because it's out there, right? That's still the comparison point. If you take comparative latitudes in the north and the south, and then the twilight time in minutes across the various seasons, then that would be drastically different in the outer circle than it would in the inner circle. But that's kind of not what we're talking about. We're talking about the sunrise and sunset, like azimuth and elevation. Azimuth meaning, of course, direction, right? So as you move southward, the sun's azimuth grows ever more southward on a globe, right? So that's the data that we knew was there that we were ignoring.
Yeah, and with the flight times, like again, to bring up Model Builder, he was showing that there was a discrepancy of 3 hours in what they were reporting for the flight times in the south, and on the few different airlines that actually go in that direction or over those routes. And he was showing that there's a clear discrepancy he didn't get in the north with the ping data that he downloaded for 2 weeks. And so there is a larger area in the south, and that would definitely seem to affect the symmetrical observations if that's the case.
Well, yeah, there's still things to explore because I mean the South still has anomalies, right? As Alan talks about, there's the Australian gravitational anomaly, which comes with the geopotential differential for the geoid model, right? Which is just a model of gravitational potentials, which comes when they're trying to measure planar measurements and stick them into a spherical ellipsoid model. So that's where all those deflections come from. But I mean, oh man, I forgot where I was going with that.
Well, there's a couple of ideas, like you mentioned, the dual pole model, which you don't think is viable for some reasons, but maybe the optical illusion of a dual pole. We obviously have that, right? The optical illusion, at least.
Yeah.
So the optical illusion of the sun circling is also the possibility anywhere on the outer edge, or maybe, I don't know if you've even considered, maybe Antarctica is its own little continent still, and there's a further out land that surrounds us, and that's the reason they can see it from that area. Who knows? But those are all considerations that people are looking into now. It's interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, but there's one thing about the sun in the north that is changing, because normally it sets out in the southwest. It is now setting in the south, and it's much lower in the sky and moving away basically. So it's showing that it is going from the north field to the south field, less shifted.
Well, no, I think the sky is for that second rotation has to be optically induced because there's only one physical source of rotation. I think that has to be true for daytime and nighttime, right?
Yeah, there is one rotation, but because you have two inner fields, both fields get their own rotation, and that's why you also have one anti-clockwise and then one clockwise. Because if you have the tectonic plates or the North America plates, they have an anti-clockwise turning, and the Eurasian plates have the clockwise turning. And that's why you get two because the skies are turning, but both have a different turning, and that's why you get two different reflections of one central star projection.